topic of today is depression or mental health, things like that. People like doctors and shit will tell you, oh, it's a chemical imbalance, all that bullshit. But you know what I really think it is? And this is coming from someone with like chronic, severe depression. Like I was diagnosed and everything, and I get depressed. Even today, I actually got really low. I didn't want to leave the bed. I wanted to hide. I wanted to escape and shit. But you know what I really fucking think it is? It's just feeling like the shit you're doing is not fucking what you want to do. I don't want to fucking wake up and know I'm in a shithole and be doing what I don't want to do and have a shit 9 to 5 and a boss that fucking hates me and shit. You know, people will tell you, oh, I wish I didn't work. But then they get mad at you for not working. Where's the logic in that? It's almost like people like being bombed in the ass. It's stupid.
Yeah, well, what's that shit about?
Yeah. So, to me, I think depression is not even fucking real at this point. I think it really is just environmental. Yeah, you can't help how you feel about certain things, or low self-esteem, insecurities, not being confident, not being where you want in life, or internally, externally, things like that, not liking how you look or shit like that. But I think real depression is just knowing that you just don't want to fucking keep doing this shit. You know? Sorry, I was just checking I think I clicked a button or some shit. Okay, no, it's still good. I accidentally clicked the little button on my selfie stick. Thought I ended the recording. But yeah, just, you know, like with me, I've suffered with so much fucking abuse. I've been in foster care, and my foster carers were fucking the worst people on the planet. The types of people that just do it for the paycheck, and they just kind of attack you emotionally, make you feel like you're a fucking idiot or something, and not teach you anything. They just keep you in the house so that they can like get paid by doing nothing. Actual demons in that fucking system, and you feel so unloved and shit. And for a long time I felt like fucked up from it. Mentally fucked me up. But then it's like, then it just lets you know depression comes from people. Depression comes from lifestyle. Depression comes from living a life you fucking hate. So how can you change that? Well, you start fucking looking into the mirror and realize what your problem is. Why am I depressed? And then you list a couple things, look at how your life is, and then imagine a life you would want. And if anything, the life you would want, you wouldn't even be depressed. I want to be rich, successful, I want to have a good home, good life, good location, just good environment. I wouldn't feel depressed. I would be happy to wake up. I wouldn't even be able to sleep because I'm like enjoying the day so much, and I wouldn't want the day to end. You know? And it's just, depression is a fucking bullshit mental illness. And I do think it is a real mental illness. But it really does just stem from everything that's happened in your life, and your body just has had enough. Your mind can't take it anymore. And that's why you gotta work really hard to get away from that fucking feeling, get away from that depression and shit. Like, you know, like, it's bullshit working a job you don't like. Of course you're gonna be depressed. Of course you're gonna feel like shit every day, waking up to something you don't want to wake up to. But imagine if you didn't have to do that. You'd feel 10 times better. You'd get to relax. You get to actually think about yourself for once. You'd feel optimistic. You'd actually feel happy. You don't have to bend over backwards for nobody. And you know, I've had moments where I wanted to commit suicide and shit. And I've attempted in the past. My my last attempt was in 2022, December. You know, noose and all. And then that was because I was in a bad fucking place. And it's all mindset. Excuse me, I got bad phlegm. And I've grown so much from that shit because I took these steps to just change my life and shit. I never thought I would have gotten to this point of just making videos like this, going live on TikTok almost every day, building my page, making content, being confident going outside, you know, being able to interact with people, just being myself. And sometimes I still feel down, but only because I'm not where I want to be just yet. But I feel 10 times better than I ever did. The guy I used to be was such a Debbie Downer about everything and looked at the world in a kind of funnel, like tunnel vision kind of way. Like everything was so dark and evil and, oh, nothing's gonna get good, nothing's gonna get better. I was just wishing for death and shit. And I was a major alcoholic. I was addicted to drinking. I was addicted to self-destructiveness. I was addicted to weed. And I quit that shit. I still smoke cigarettes now because that shit's hard to quit. But I'm not going to be smoking forever. You know, it's just only for like the time being because, you know, fucking stressed out my mind and working really hard. I need some like little release and shit. But, you know, but it's just whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you just like work on yourself bit by bit, just work on your mental health and just look back on those times where you used to feel real low about shit, then you realize how far you've come just because you took those steps. And I'll be a little bit like of a perfectionist because it's like I'm just craving improvement every day, that I'm not happy until I'm like perfect. But you also got to not chase perfection because perfection doesn't exist. Only in like what you think is perfect, but real perfection does not exist. That shit is impossible to obtain, so you gotta find your own version of perfection. But don't settle for just less. Don't be like, oh, I'm comfortable with this. Oh, I'm happy with this. There's gotta be something more, something better. Like, oh yeah, I'm happy being in a council house. Nah, I wanna go to a private build. I wanna go to a new build. I want a fucking penthouse. I want a fucking mansion. Because I deserve it. And that's also something you gotta believe in, that you gotta believe you deserve this shit. You gotta look at this shit and be like, yeah, I want that. Not just wish for it. You gotta fucking want it. You gotta like crave it, like need it so bad and dream it. Because it's just, without wanting anything, you're gonna just end up like full of misery and shit. I know I'm just rambling, but I'm just talking about certain things like mental health and shit. But like, I used to self-harm and shit. I used to self-harm. And I used to be destructive by like hitting my head if I'm feeling so fucking out of it, or hurting myself in other ways, smashing my hand against a mirror and I cut myself and shit. Just tried to find so many ways to like hurt myself. And I just look back on those times and I'm like, I can't believe that shit was real. Because now I wouldn't even think of doing that shit. No matter how much I like feel sorry for myself for a few minutes. Because I snap out of it because I know there's a mission that I need to fulfill. There's a quest I'm on a journey and I need to fulfill it. I have a destiny and shit. I didn't go through all this pain and misery just to fucking die miserable. There's a reason I went through all this pain. There's a reason I got fucked over. There's a reason people that I thought were my friends betrayed me. There's a reason why I went through all this shit. I had a best friend. I won't name drop, but he was my friend for 10 years. And that guy, I never even met him once in real life. He was like an online friend of mine. I met him in 2013. I was like 11. And he was a full-blown psychopath. And now I look back on those times and go, oh fuck, I wish I knew psychology. But if anything, me knowing him for that long and then cutting him off in the end, because I figured out who he was, I kind of needed all those years of being his friend to know what a true sicko is. There's people out here in human skin form pretending to be your friend, pretending to be your coworker, pretending to be your neighbor, pretending to be your boss, when in reality, deep down, they're an empty vessel, and these people will abuse you. And he fucking used me, took advantage of me, slandered my name, slandered my reputation. And you know what? I'm glad it fucking happened. Because if it didn't happen, oh shit. Because if it didn't fucking happen, I would have not been this good at psychology. I would have not been able to read these types of people in the real world. There's demons amongst us. Not everyone you see is a good person. Not everyone you meet is gonna be someone looking out for you. And those were my most depressive times. 2020, 2021, 2021, my mother passed away. And that fucked me up bad. And I had nothing but regrets and grief and turmoil and shit. That shit actually made me go insane. And then even worse shit happened with my ex. And then just being painted as someone that I know I'm not. Painted as some like bad fucking person or psycho or some shit. But that's the thing. You spend these years with somebody, you think you know them, you wouldn't expect them to fuck your life up just like that. And that's why you just gotta like, not trust people as much as you would trust yourself. Because even, I knew my psycho best friend for 10 years. He turned out to be a fucking snake. But then what did I learn from it? I learned what psychopaths are like. I was with my ex for 4 years. I learned what mental illness is like. Like that's true mental illness. I think with depression, I think it's just a mindset thing and also an environment thing. But I get it that it is a real mental illness. But why is everyone depressed? Why is everyone depressed? And I'll tell you why. It's because your life is shit and you know it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to admit it. So you want to say, oh, but my doctor told me this. Nah, something in your life is wrong. But then with mentally ill people, probably with just crazy people, like they were just born tapped. They'll fucking ruin your life and you won't even understand why. Such as my ex, I was with her for 4 years. She was playing a character. She was one of those attention seekers. And I won't name drop out of fucking respect and because I've got decency, but this is just more about making an example, making a point. She was an attention seeker. She self-harmed. She self-harmed. Fucking arms looking like fucking hams and strings and shit. You know, and I'm not making fun of that. Only just in the case of just her. Because now that I know what she is, and what a little bullshit she is, little bullshitter, I kind of can't, I can't feel sympathy because of the lack of sympathy I got in return. And even the friends she knew didn't fucking like me, and I never did anything wrong. And in the end, I did go crazy. I, said some crazy shit, but that's because I lost my fucking mind. I lost myself. I was dealing with the death of my mother, and there's no excuse for how I behaved, but this is the point I'm trying to make. You fucking lose your mind because of people, because of environment, and because of lifestyle. People, bad energy. Bad energy starts to consume you, then you become possessed.
Yeah.
Bad environment, every time you see it, your mind is fed that. Being around bad energy physically in not even people ways, but in a physical realm, you start to get sick. Annoying neighbors, bad areas, just no livelihood going around. There's no life anywhere. And then lifestyle, mentality, mindset. Are you driven? Are you not? Are you insecure? How do you feel about yourself and shit? Yes, much. Sorry, there's some people. They looked a little shady.
We'll go this way, yeah.
Yeah, they looked a little shady, yeah. But yeah, with lifestyle, like, it is all a mindset thing. Yes, you can deal with the shit stuff as long as your mind is strong, but you also gotta have some game plan where you get away from that shit. Like, oh, I know I'm not gonna rot in a council house forever. I know I'm not gonna rot in Nottingham. Yeah, I'll say where I'm from, but I'm not gonna stay here for long.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rot here. I grew up here, and it's a fucking shithole. Nothing but like bad memories. And there's been good memories too, but not enough to stick around for.
I guess you just keep the good memories, get rid of the old ones that cause you mental health problems, and just, I guess all you can do is move on. And if you need to be alone for a little bit for the sake of your mental health, then so be it. And if you have to cut even friends and family off, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, yeah.
Yeah. My brother explained it a lot more better than me. But that's another topic as well. Well, not topic, but something to touch on. Being alone and being lonely are two different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Being lonely is desperation.
Yeah.
You're desperate for someone to be there to fill in that void. You feel like you need people around. You can't be on your own. You can't handle the pressure of being alone. You can't handle the pressure of being independent, dealing with yourself, dealing with the silence. But if you have solitary in being alone, such as I, and such as my brother,
Yeah.
then you're actually okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's actually been the best years of my life being alone.
Yeah.
I don't have drama and shit.
Yeah, it's like, it's the best place for you to get mental clarity and just peace. Like, it's so peaceful. Even going on this little walk and shit, it's just us and it's just a good vibe and shit.
Yeah.
And there's no one here to kill the vibes and shit. So it's very peaceful.
Yeah. And I get it, it's cool to have people with some similar interests like playing fucking Destiny 2 or some bullshit garbage game. But you can do that at any time, because there's a lot of people who sit and play games, but then there's not going to be anybody who's like-minded when it comes to being driven or wanting more out of life, because most people don't want anything in life. That's why you're depressed. I had to cut out an old friend group of mine, and they were cool people, lovely people, but their problem is their weakness. And I don't give a fuck if they know they're gonna snoop and watch my channel and shit and probably know that I'm talking about them, but I don't give a shit. I cut them off, didn't even say goodbye, because I knew their weakness fucking limits me. And then when you're in the, sitting in the same room as people that you can't even relate to anymore, you feel lonelier in company than you are alone.
Yeah.
I feel lonely in company. It's different with me and my brother and shit, because we're like-minded, and he's the one who taught me a lot. So that's different.
Yeah.
But with other people, oh, hey Daniel, you want to play Destiny 2? Fucking no. I want to fucking make a mill.
Yeah.
I want to fucking get out of here.
Like, look, we're already on the second video, mate. Like, come on. Like, we've got shit to do. And yeah, we've both had rough times in life. But now it's time to start, getting to work and shit. And that's the thing about life as well, and friends and relationships. Yeah, like after a few years of having them and thinking everything is cool and shit, once you shift your mindset and you start working hard on yourself and you start, uploading those videos, doing the TikTok lives and getting shit going, you realize who's weak and, who's strong around you. And 90% of the time, you're going to realize most of your friends are weak. And there's nothing wrong with outgrowing your friends. If the case is you have outgrown them, then so be it. I guess it's your time to elevate. It's your time to move on and shit. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. That's just a part of life and shit.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, just never let people hold you back and shit. If you've outgrown them, I guess it's time to let them go and shit. And if you try to help them and they don't listen and shit, then so be it. We're all adults and shit. We all have responsibilities in our own life to fucking, fix and shit. You can't be the person to fix everybody's life. And if you try help someone and they don't take it in, I guess you just have to cut them off. Because it's not going to be good for you to hang around these types of people, because all they'll do is just hold you back. So I guess it's time to let go and shit.
And there's nothing wrong with letting go. Should we walk around again and one more time and then?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll go this way this time.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with letting go. I've
Yeah.
let go so much. And I'm not trying to sound like, I'm like so grand
nah.
and shit, because it was hard.
Yeah, no.
It was hard.
Letting go is actually your way of actually learning courage and shit. Because it takes a lot of courage to let people go and move on, and things that don't work for you, you can just move on and let it go. And that takes courage as well.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, because you're building strength and you're building boundaries, and all of these things are good for your mental health.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to let go of some shit. Because just imagine you're in a room. I'm just going to give you an example. Imagine you want to go to Canada for whatever reason, or just a country of your choosing, but you don't have enough money. But then you got a collection of Blu-rays, and you love those Blu-rays to death. But if you sold each and every copy of your Blu-rays, 4Ks, collector's editions, limited edition ones, rare ones, if you sold them, you would have enough money to actually go to that country of your choosing, I'd say Canada, and actually live a better life. There's two types of people who will, this will be two decisions from separate people. One will be the guy who will choose comfort and be like, oh, I don't want to go Canada. I want to keep my Blu-rays. Guess what? That guy's rotting in a country he doesn't even like, all for the sake of Blu-rays.
Yeah, and the sake of comfort and shit.
Yeah. And then the other guy says, you know what? I'll sell these Blu-rays now, make a couple hundred from this,
Yeah.
get that plane ticket, restart my life, and then, you know, get a bit of money from working and rebuy those Blu-rays anyway. Build your collection up again. So you can always get that shit back. Yeah, it'll be hard because you know, you really curated all that and it took you a long time to get all those Blu-rays. But once upon a time, you were the guy that didn't even have those Blu-rays and you slowly over time bought those Blu-rays. You can do it again. And maybe if there is some that you want to keep, so be it, but sell the rest so that you can actually make a better life and get to enjoy those movies in a nice house in a country you feel better in, and just know you did the right thing, you know, choosing risk so you get a better reward, and you'll get back those Blu-rays anyway. And this applies to anything.
Yep.
Letting go of a house, letting go of friends, letting go of past experiences that were bad. Letting go. Letting go is the way to be reborn in shit. Because if I didn't let go of some shit, I would have been the same guy that I used to be, crying about shit, feeling miserable, feeling sorry for myself. And I probably would have never made these videos and you wouldn't even know who I am. But because I made some sacrifices, my mind became sharp because of it. And now I look back on people I used to know and look at it as if it doesn't even bother me, or look at things in a different perspective because the value of things has changed. So yeah, in conclusion, just let go of shit, change your life, change your environment, change your future. Don't be comfortable, you know, and slowly you'll heal. You know, your mental health will change because of these changes. Scary shit will have a reward at the end. And that's why risks are the best. And you can heal your depression and shit. But yeah, hopefully like this video is okay and shit. Might not be the best, most coherent and shit, but forgive me, I'm not feeling the best anyway, but I think it was the perfect time to talk about depression since I do feel low today. But yeah, there's more to life than this. Don't be comfortable, don't be afraid of people, let go of shit. Not everything is gonna last forever anyway, so you might as well let go of it so that you can reap the reward of greater shit. And maybe, just maybe, you'll stop being depressed.
Yeah.
And
I was just going to say that, yeah, slowly over time, next thing you know, your depression is slowly fading away and shit. All because you know, gave it that extra push that you needed. Got out of the comfort zone, cut off bad people in your life, took some risks. And you know, you can just make a little list and just drop down all the shit you want to do with your life, you know. And slowly and surely, your mental health will start getting better and shit. And I guess that's the message of the video today, I guess, yeah.
yeah. Wake up.
It's time to wake up, son.
Looks like someone pissed my soup.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye, bye.